Thank you for watching this introductory video on cooking with Himalayan salt bricks. We're going to go over basic heating, cooking, and cleaning of the salt bricks. And the main reason that people are really liking the salt bricks right now, because they're really hot on the gourmet market, is because they're really great for searing, for seasoning. They make great presentation, and they're just really great fun, especially when you're entertaining. If you have company over, it's always a surefire hit. One of the main reasons that people like Himalayan salt in general is because the Himalayan salt is between 200 and 500 million years old. And so back then there wasn't a lot of the pollutants in the water that there are to today's waters, and so it's really pristine, clean water. Himalayan salt has just wonderful flavor. It doesn't overpower foods, and that's one of the reasons that you can have a solid block of pristine salt and be able to cook on them. And they're very dense, and so they hold up really well. The salts, they're translucent, and so if you put light behind this, you're actually going to see through it. And so they're really beautiful. Not only can you heat the salt, but you can also chill the salt. And so it's for some really wonderful desserts. And today we're going to cook a 4-course meal. And one of the dishes will be a chilled ice cream dish with grilled pineapple. And so one of the most important things is heating the bricks. You want to heat them slowly because they are 200 to 500 million year old salt crystals. You want to heat them slowly. What I typically do is I'll put them on a low heat for 15 minutes, turn it up to a medium heat for 15 minutes, and that'll get you about 400 to 450 degrees. We don't recommend you put them in the oven or a microwave. You really don't want to put salt crystals in a pressurized situation. The gas burners on a grill like this works really well. This is an all-clad indoor grill. These work really well. You can use an electric stovetop, but you really need to have a wok ring or a pastry tin or something that's going to elevate the salt brick about a ½ inch over the burner. And so, but they heat up really fast. And they just make wonderful meals, and they're just tremendous fun. Before you put them on the burner, though, you want to make sure they're really dry. Because if you put a wet one on there, there's a good chance that you could crack it. And if it cracks, there's no big deal. You can use it for graters or all kinds of different uses. But I have another one at home that I have a couple cracks in. Continue to use it, no big deal. But we don't recommend that you move the salt bricks once they're hot. Have them fully cool before you move them to another location. We've heard of people moving them on tables and putting them on different devices that can withstand the heat, and then they cook on their table. And if you choose to do that, that would be up to you. But we don't recommend moving them once they're hot. But they're really great on a barbecue. Great on your indoor grill. A couple other things that are do's and don'ts on them is, we don't recommend you put butter on them unless you want something really salty. Butter has water. It's going to really extract a lot of the salt out of there, and so that's usually not something that we recommend unless you want a dish that's a little bit saltier. We really like putting either vegetable oil or olive oil. We're going to do a bruschetta appetizer. We're going to put truffle oil on it. It's really wonderful. Then we're going to put the bread. And so that's pretty much the first segment. The first course of our meal is going to be a truffle bruschetta appetizer. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take truffle oil, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it on the cooking brick. And so this cooking brick's been heated for a while, actually over a ½ hour because of the filming. And so we just spread the truffle oil on this, which has just a wonderful aroma. And I put it on pretty thick because I want it to really get into the French bread. And then what we do is we simply we're going to toast this French bread, and we're going to have a tomato and basil and truffle bruschetta. And it's a wonderful appetizer, and it's just great fun. So, so we're just going to let that toast. and then we're going to turn it over. So now we've had this on here for probably about 10 minutes. It takes a little bit of time to actually get these toasted. And we're going to go ahead and turn these, and they're already starting to firm up. And they've been infusing with the truffle oil, and it has that wonderful, wonderful smell. So now we're going to start searing and cooking our asparagus, and asparagus on a Himalayan salt brick is amazing. And so the way I really like to do it, you could put it directly onto the brick, but for me, it puts a little bit more salt on there than I prefer. So, so I put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on there, and then we go ahead and pretty much prep the brick for cooking. And the extra virgin olive oil works really well, but vegetable oil also works great too. And then we start putting the asparagus on here, and it's going to lightly infuse the salt on the asparagus, but it's also going to sear it. And I think it's the best asparagus that you'll ever have in your life. And so we'll go ahead and do that. And you know, sometimes you can, after it's cooked, you can put a lemon slices on them, and that's also really wonderful. I have quite a few cooking bricks, and so if we have a large dinner party, I'll typically have 2 of them going at one time. This is this all-clad burner. We're using this mainly for demonstration purposes, but it really cooks really well on them. And you can kind of hear them crackling a little bit, popping. This is at on a medium heat, but it's at about 450. It's going at about 450 degrees, and it takes. We'll have it on here about probably about about 5 to 7 minutes before we turn them. And so it's, for me, as soon as I see them starting to brown on one side, that's when I typically turn it. But you can hear them grilling, and it's really wonderful. So now we've toasted both sides of the French bread, and it's wonderful. You can smell the truffle oil in there. One of my favorite ingredients. And then we're going to put on the fresh basil. And so this is our completed bruschetta with truffle oil. It's wonderful. A great appetizer. So now we've had this on here for about 7 minutes, and you can hear them popping, and this is really going to be wonderful. And so not only do you infuse a little bit of salt in it, but it also sears it. So you can see a little bit of browning. We don't want to sear them too much. Okay, so we'll probably have that for another 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll be ready to go. So now we need to get our shrimp going. Shrimp goes really quick. Like I said before, we really like putting either vegetable oil or extra virgin olive oil. And so we're going to put some extra virgin olive oil on this and coat our brick and get it ready for the shrimp. And shrimp are really great on a Himalayan cooking brick. Not only do they taste really wonderful, but they look great too. start hearing them sizzling. This is always a lot of fun. And so we're going to put these on here until we start seeing them sort of have an opaque color. And they sound great and they smell great, and you can start seeing them sizzling. And so in a few minutes we're going to turn them. So now the shrimp is opaque. It's perfect. We're now going to put it on the noodles with a jade cucumber dish. And so and they smell wonderful. And this is our main course. Okay, now we're on to the dessert, the favorite part of many a meal. We're going to do a really fun dessert on the cooking bricks, because not only are we going to sear pineapple on a hot brick, but we've also chilling a cold brick in the freezer, and we put macadamia ice cream on there, and then we're going to mix the macadamia ice cream with the grilled pineapple for a sensational dessert on the cooking bricks. So first thing we do is I usually like to coat the cooking brick with a little bit of olive oil, and it just especially with the pineapple, because the pineapple it's wet, and it will get really salty because of the water content in it. So we're only going to put these on here for about 2 minutes each, and then unless you wanted them really salty. But and you can see the moisture in there. And so just about 2 minutes. We're gonna just lightly sear each side, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn it over. And we just don't want too much of the salt in there. So you can hear it sizzling. But chilling the bricks is a lot of fun. Also, we have you have Himalayan shot glasses you can put in the freezer, and they're tremendous fun. And then you bring them out of the freezer, you put the tequila in there, and then you go ahead and shoot it, or the vodka. And the same, you can put a salt bowl in the freezer, chill it for desserts, and there's all kinds of fun things. So we're going to go ahead and turn this now. I don't like to keep them on very long. So we're going to keep this on for about another 2 minutes, and we're making just a wonderful, wonderful dessert out of this. The Himalayan salt balls are also great for, not only can you chill them, you can put them on the oven and heat them, and put in chocolate and swirled strawberries, and you can grill things in the bowls and different foods, and they're a lot of fun. And so we're sizzling. You can see the water content in the coming out of the pineapple, and so the infusion of the ice cream with this salted pineapple is really wonderful. So that is pretty much our dessert, macadamia ice cream that was chilled on a Himalayan salt brick in the freezer. Grilled pineapple. Don't grill it for very long, 1 minute, 2 minute maximum, and I really just try to brown it on both sides. Really a wonderful, when you infuse that salted pineapple with that macadamia ice cream, it's a really dynamic flavor profile. So that is pretty much our 4-course meal. We're next going to show you how to clean the cooking bricks. So now we're going to go ahead and clean the bricks. One of the most important things is make sure that if you have a hot brick, it's fully cooled. If you have a chilled brick, that it's up to room temperature, or you can crack your brick. Never put a brick in a dishwasher. I've never used soap on your brick. So what you want to do is you want to have warm water, and what I do is I simply rinse it real quick, and then I'll scrub it like so. And this brick is pretty clear because we did ice cream on it, but if it had like the shrimp, it would clean off easily. Rinse it again, and then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pat dry with either a paper towel or some sort of towel that's clean. And salt's a disinfectant, and so it generally will not pick up any of the food from your previous meal, and so you can cook fish or steak or whatever. And then right now it's going to have some moisture on it, and so I let it fully cool on a rack if possible, and let it air dry. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and after it's air dried overnight, I'll go ahead and either put it in an airtight Tupperware type container or a Ziploc bag, and then store it for the next time you want to eat. I hope that you enjoyed the instructional video. Cooking with Himalayan cooking bricks is a wonderful experience and just a lot of fun for you, your family, and your friends. So hope to tune in next time for another one of our videos, and happy cooking.